everybody doing today? It's Jamie and Heidi, and we're just having fun. It is Wednesday afternoon. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day in Iowa. And we get so excited talking about our Stash Buster Challenge that we thought we would come and explain a little, because we find every day that there are people who do not know about our Stash Buster program.
We know we're always expanding and touching more creative people, and they might have questions as to, like, what are the parameters of the stash? What is a Stash Buster?
Correct. What is a stash?
What is a stash? Why would I want to do the Stash Buster?
Yes.
Why should I?
So let's start from the very beginning, okay? And I know as I said that, as those words came out, I thought Jamie's going to say it's a song. I grew up in an era of that I'll say bought fabric and put it on the shelf and just started collecting it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because I always say stamp collectors do not lick their stamps and put them on letters, and coin collectors do not spend their coins and, use them up. So quilters can collect fabric and save it.
Yeah, we're giving you permission.
Correct. You can do that. It's all right to do that, because I have good memories with that. I find that I went someplace. But there does come a point, and I think more and more these days, we're about not collecting things,
right,
but rather about using them. And I think that there is a lot of guilt about fabric, and so we decided several years ago, I think we've been doing some form of a Stash Buster, I believe, since at least 2016 and maybe even 2015. I get a little mixed up of where we started back there, but the idea is, doesn't it feel good
to use something
up, and then it kind of gives you more permission to then buy something new if you feel like you're doing something.
Well, and let alone the creative accomplishment, not just using something up, but hey, I have this, or I can do this with this, and kind of that putting that mind to work, which in turn gives those creative juices flowing and that sort of stuff.
Because in a Stash Buster program, we're providing the pattern. So we're pushing you sometimes outside of your comfort zone. And that can be a really good thing. That can be a good thing to do, something that you wouldn't normally do. And I love that. I think, because I think quilting, we could go into a whole bunch of reasons, but I think quilting keeps our minds sharp, our fingers nimble.
All sorts of stuff.
It keeps us sane. They say it's cheaper than therapy. We can do all sorts of things. And so one of the premises has always been that the pattern is free.
Yes.
The pattern is free. And in the last couple of years, and what we do today is that on the first of the month, or before that if Jamie is sly.
Yes.
But on the first of the month, we put up a new pattern on our website. And again, there is one tab that says Stash Buster, and everything we're talking about is there.
Yep.
But you get the opportunity to download for free a new Stash Buster pattern, or you can, of course, always come into the store and get the hard copy printout, if that is what we do. We send this in the mail to our online orders. We make sure everybody gets one. We try to get the word out there that there are these free patterns.
And so let's jump in with a little bit of information. So Heidi mentioned that we have a Stash Buster page. So we're talking about henandchickstudio.com, not Facebook.
That is correct. So we're on Facebook right now, but you'd have to go to henandchickstudio.com,
That's
our
like
website.
Our store. So if you can't visit us in person, think of that as our store.
That is correct.
So you can visit there. Then there is on Buster to take you to the Stash Buster page. Now, on that page is usually the current ones going on. Let's say, for instance, as we start talking about some of these, that there's a past one you like. Those patterns are all still available as well. So that's a whole nother twist to the program. Once these patterns are out, they stay out.
Yes. And, the thing is, you could download all of them never make one, we're okay with that. Nobody's going to check and say, are you making that? But oh, is it fun? I think to see what people do and how they take a pattern like this one. This was January.
Yep, that was January.
This was January. And of course, we made it in a very different way. Now, when we make it, we do usually have a couple of kits that are available. We don't get a ton of kits, make a ton of kits for each of them, but we do, make usually a couple. So if you like what you see, but then to see how somebody takes this pattern and puts their own color. So you can, the rules are simple. Make the project as instructed.
Yep.
You can make it larger. You can never make it smaller. So for example, this is a bigger quilt. It ended up being 60 by 72. You can't say, I'm only going to do 4 blocks or something like that. You must make the whole thing, right? But some of them are small, like March. This is the current one. And then February, this is
kind of a mid-size.
Was kind of a mid-size. Wall hanging, had a little applique. So if you say, you know what, that isn't my style, I don't like that, you don't have to do it.
Right.
You can pass on that.
Nobody's telling you have to do these.
Nope. But
if you do.
It is so exciting because if you either bring it back in the top only.
Yep, it doesn't have to be quilted.
That's right.
Or bound.
You can bring it back in by the deadline into the store, or you can upload it online and you will earn a coupon for 40% off your entire order of $40 or more. And we have not changed that amount for multiple years. Right. We're sticking with that because it's a great reward.
So say, for instance, that you have noticed a new quilt kit, a larger quilt kit, or a collection that came in that you want to make a supersized king, like when you make your king that you're 150
20 by 126, yes.
Great. I have a Stash Buster, and maybe this month's Stash Buster isn't one that I have time to do right now, but I know in the future that I want to be getting these things so I can be watching for the projects that I can work ahead.
Correct.
In my mind, at least. To be able to earn that 40% for something larger.
Yes.
So, for instance, our Stripology ruler has been a very popular.
Correct.
And it's not just off of one item.
Correct. If it's over $40, then it's off of your entire order. So you could buy this, and you could buy the kit for that, and you could buy the ruler, and you can buy a roll of batting. You could buy all of those things, and you're going to get 40% off your entire order. It's a one-time purchase with each coupon.
Right.
So if in January I made this and I followed the deadlines, I would have a coupon. If I made this one in February, I'd have a second coupon. If I made this one in March, so technically you could have a 40% off coupon every single month and never buy anything at full price here at Hen and Chick Studio. So I think that's exciting. It's, my way to try to get you to be creative. There's a lot of, things behind that. So that in itself is awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to be inspired by what other people are doing. Now you brought up...
I did bring another one over.
This
was October's Stash Buster. And when you're talking about inspiring others, so again, we say it all the time.
I'll just take this off.
So much.
I have I don't just so you can see it.
This particular Stash Buster got a large number of participations. So on that Stash Buster page, if you scroll down, you're going to see at the bottom of the page, it has previous month's Stash Busters. We take the picture that you've uploaded or we've taken in the store, and we put it online so other people can see the different things that have been created. That's where the fun comes in for us too.
Oh, it does.
For us. So I grabbed this one too, just to show you. It's a wide variety of sizes. It's a wide variety of ideas. Go through if you're scrolling and you're waiting for a doctor's appointment or something has the time. just start looking at these different months of Stash Busters to get ideas. I still love this one. I still love what we got out of this
Yes.
one was amazing.
Yes.
And January we got some really, really cool ones too. But
Oh, yes.
I just grabbed this one because it was another one just to give you an idea. If you haven't been with us before, or if you've been with us for a while for the reminder, it's all different things. It's
Yes.
not just
And it's so good to see that inspiration
Yeah.
and see, get it again. Somebody asked right away after we posted this the other day, do I have to make mine in green? No. That is, we just, because it was the month of March,
Yeah.
we had some beautiful greens, we went with the green theme for all of those Irishmen out there.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean, we did have some fun variations of this that were not Valentine's, and that was great. Oh yeah, this one, we
That
saw
one.
Christmas, we saw children, we saw
Panels. We saw,
panels,
yeah.
we saw, black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
a cool one.
it was very cool. But the idea being that our goal is that you use something up in your stash. And of course, if you have to buy new fabric to make it, we're okay with that. We'll be glad to help you. But
You can use your previous month's coupon.
that's right. You could use your previous month's coupon to make it, buy the fabric. But the idea is that we want to help you keep quilting and to be able to be inspired and to find that little inspiration every month.
So I want to add something, Stacy, if we can. And we know this might be a little bit longer, but we want to make sure everybody understands. So on our patterns, typically, we really appreciate the fabric or patterns when they come in the grayscale.
Yes.
So on this one is a better view of what I'm going to say,
Grace.
the piecing that went into it that you cannot see when you're just looking at this, right? So what if I wanted to, I could use scrap after scrap after scrap and start to create a whole different look here. Whereas we chose to use
One
fabric. But when you're looking at that, you don't see the grayscale version of it. So I just wanted to point that out. So this is where your creative opportunity comes in.
And actually, we had a quilt turned in on this project
that we couldn't even
see until she brought the quilt in herself, so that because we were curious, and she had extra fabric, so she made some pieces here. Actually, it made it look like it was a chain. That totally falls in the rules because it's still the same pieces and the same shapes.
She just used different fabrics.
She just used different fabrics, and that is, I love to see that kind of creativity. That is super exciting for us.
Yeah.
So how do I get the pattern? So you either come into the store, and they're always on the counter. People know, right? I'll say our regulars know where to get them. Always grab one from there. Don't ever hesitate. Or ask, and we'll be glad to get one for you. Or you go to our website and you download the pattern for free. It'll make you walk through the steps of getting the pattern. But you do that, then you have until the 15th of the following month. So in order to get this table runner done, you would have until April 15th to earn that coupon by either uploading your photo back on that Stash Buster page,
and the directions are
there, or bringing it to us. And just always, and then you have another 30 days before the coupon is expired. Okay, so the coupon's only good for 30 days. Now, always watch. It does get a little confusing when we have the March one up and the April one up. So like when you go to submit, make sure that you are submitting even if it's April 3rd,
and you're still doing the March one, it still needs to go in the
March submission. Okay, because we don't want to miss anything, and we want to make sure we've got it. And if you have any trouble, a lot of times people come in and we walk them through on the phone how to do it, and so that they can go home and do it themselves.
Or just call and we'll be happy to help you. So let's clarify one thing, Heidi. If I do, because I could still be doing the February one, correct?
Correct, because it's not due until March 15th.
So if I turn this in March 15th, I have until April 15th to use that coupon.
That is correct.
But if I turned this in, if I was a gung-ho person and I turned this in, like let's say I got this done yesterday. So it came out March 1st, I got it done March 1st. I still have until
May 15th
to spend the coupon.
Everybody's coupon expires
on the same
day.
And it's one time use.
That's correct.
Yeah.
One-time use.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. So you got to plan your shopping. Get your little
Yeah.
Hidden Chick Studio notepad out there and start making your shopping list.
So Heidi, let's pick one more thing because it is March and we have the green here. We did a video yesterday with our lucky cash.
Yes,
So if we're really thinking ahead on some of these things,
you could.
that's up to you guys. So you guys
Yes.
start thinking about and making sure you're paying attention and following along.
Absolutely. There's a lot of different ways that, yes, you could get some good benefits out of our Stash
Yes.
Buster in March.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
bet. You bet. Okay, I think we've covered it. So
Yeah.
we hope, I'll be putting a link in the notes or up in the comments, but we certainly hope that you will go and check out our Stash Buster program, download a free pattern, and maybe we'll see you on our Stash Buster page soon.